Hey everybody, it's Bruce from Nature Calls, and I am out doing a setup and review practice session with the REI Quarter Dome Air Hammock. It is a bridge hammock, and so that's totally different than the gathered end hammocks that I think are a little bit more prolific out in the world today. But if you're looking to get into hammocking, bridge hammocks are a great way to go. They are really oriented towards just providing a flat lay. There's really not a lot of learning sag and sleeping at diagonals. They're pretty much straightforward. So if you're really interested in getting into hammocking, this is a great way to go. And I think REI's come up with some really neat systems here. This is 3 pounds, 2 ounces, which is pretty lightweight for a bridge hammock. And I'll go over the weights here in a minute. But that's pretty lightweight. That gets the hammock, the suspension, the bug net, and the tarp above for that. It's in the Quarter Dome line, and I love Quarter Dome tents. So you know it's built really well. The structure and the sewing techniques that they've used and added stress points, especially in bridge hammocks, they have a tendency to lift in the middle. This is the dynamics of the way the fabric pulls. You have to cut your fabric certain ways, and every bridge hammock you see, that's probably their big goal, is to come up with this, not just a straight piece of fabric. You can't do it that way. So they have catenary cuts, and they've got different little triangles and stuff like that. Some of the big questions are, does it squeeze your shoulders? And I would say yes, this squeezes your shoulders a little bit. I would put a air mattress in here, and that would lift you up a little bit more, and I think that shoulder squeeze would go away. You could definitely put an under quilt on this, no problem. Just a great hammock, and I'm really glad that REI's come out with it, because there's not a lot of bridge hammocks on the market, and there's a lot of people that are trying to get into it. I wouldn't say that REI is really great at training people as far as knowledge base in the hammock world, but they really push like the Eno hammocks, which is, you know, a lot of people's starter hammock. But this hammock, this bridge hammock, definitely is right up there with other bridge hammocks in my opinion, and I have a couple. So this is fantastic. So let's take a look at it and show you some of the cool stuff. Knowing the hammocking crowd, and to determine whether or not this is a viable thing, there are some other bridge hammock manufacturers. War Bonnet makes one, Jacks Are Better, Lawson and Helsden all make bridge hammocks. So how does the REI bridge hammock fare? And the REI Quarter Dome Air Hammock weighs 50 ounces. So let's remember 50 ounces. And the War Bonnet Ridge Runner, and this is the kit. So this is the hammock and the tarp, because that's how REI sells it, is a whole system. So War Bonnet Ridge Runner with a tarp, the edge tarp, is 41 ounces. So it's a little bit lighter. And the Jacks Are Better is 54 ounces, so 4 ounces heavier. The Lawson is 68 ounces, so quite a bit heavier. And the Helsden Chrysalis is 80 ounces. So the REI Quarter Dome Air Hammock system is second lightest, and it's missing out by 9 ounces. So now let's talk about cost. So the REI Quarter Dome Air Hammock retails $219, and the War Bonnet is $295. Now the Quarter Dome, the REI, if you have a membership, you get another 20 bucks off. So the War Bonnet is about 100 bucks more. The Jacks Are Better is $330, so easily $130, $140 more. The Lawson is $200, so it's a little bit less, or the same if you've got a REI membership. And the Helsden is $278. So it's quite a bit more, about $78. So as far as price, it's the second lowest price, and it's the second lowest in weight. So that is pretty cool. We do provide some 1-inch tree hugger straps, which is real nice, polyester. They aren't very big. Might work for most of the country, but not around here. Our trees are much bigger, so I'm gonna have to make some bigger ones. Then the kind of the whoopee sling part of it, they call it Dacron, but it's a hollow braid, and Dacron's a great fabric. They use it a lot in the sailing industry. It is buried like a whoopee sling, so you get that contraction type of effect on it. They're a nice little ring kind of tension system. So they say to put it about 6 feet high, and beauty of hammocks is you can pretty much put a hammock anywhere. It really doesn't depend on the levelness of the ground. So the other tree is actually about 3 feet lower, so I'm going to put this strap about there, and the other one's up about 6.5 feet. Now inside the stuff sack, they do have all the directions on how to do it. The first direction is to lay the hammock out on the ground. Of course, most hammockers I know, we want to do anything but lay our hammock on the ground. So let's keep it off the ground. But they're looking for like 17-foot difference between the trees. Now they have plenty of little warnings and directions on how to do your carabiner correctly. It's very nice carabiners. See if they say on them. They're actually designed for hammocks, it says right on them. But they stress that you don't want the carabiner kind of vertical like that. You want it in line with the gate at the bottom. So real easy, real fast, and now I'll go hook up the other side. So we have this cute little toggle here and this ring. You just pull on that toggle, and that will tighten up your hammock. And they have this black one here, and you pull on that and it loosens it up. So really easy, very similar to a whoopee sling. So you just have the hammock loosely fastened. I'm going to go ahead and put the spreader bars together. It's real easy to do. And they're real nice, fastened onto these Dacron lines, and they look like, to me, to be about 10mm aluminum poles. Can't really tell what the brand is, but I know they do use DAC poles. So that was real easy to put together. I love that they have carabiners. I'm starting to put carabiners on a lot of my gear so you can just hook things to it. Now bridge hammocks, they aren't like regular gathered end hammocks. You don't have to necessarily have certain angles or sag. They're not really built for sag. They're built actually so they don't have sag. That's kind of the whole point. But we do need to just kind of pay attention to the bug net so it isn't in our face. For that, we've got some adjusters. Lift that bug net up and off our face. Very cool. Easy adjusters. That looks real nice. Fantastic. Okay, so here we see the full hammock. Got a nice little pocket out here. Now they don't say what the fabric is. It's definitely a water, like a water treated fabric. I would say, just since I make stuff, that this is between maybe a 1.6 ounce fabric. I wish they would say, but it's a ripstop fabric. And with bridge hammocks, there's a whole different dynamic. And what happens when you stretch a hammock with spreader bars, the inside fabric actually will rise. And so how you deal with that, you make kind of a catenary cut in the fabric. And then you can see right here that they've done a lot of really cool crisscrossing construction to help distribute that weight properly so that you can, get a really flat lay. It's very nice. Bug net's very nice. All right, let's get in. So you have an entry point right here in the bug net. Super nice, nice big entry. I got my mic out here so I don't sit on it. But like with any hammock, just sit on it on the edge like that. Real nice. Oh, this is great. Good seat height. Not hard at all. Take my shoes off here. Then you just gotta roll back, put your feet on in. That's great. Zip on up. Oh, that's super nice. Take a nap. Some little hooks up here. Definitely, I'm not going to fall out. There's no way to fall out of this. And to get out, you just flip your legs over to the side, put your shoes on. Stand up, no problem. All right, pretty cool. It's got a couple little pockets right here. It does have a little loop up here. Trying to think about what I would need in here. I would like to probably have some, maybe make a mini ridge line. There's a loop up there, a loop right there. I'll probably take some zinget line and run it through there. Get me some more organizers and things like that. And it's easy to get in and out of. It's got a really good design. Definitely put a sleep mat in here, put my under quilt on it, no problem. It's got a bug net. You can sit in it. It does pretty much everything. Let's go ahead and put the tarp on over it. Little REI logo right there, so you can use that to help lay it over your system. As I get to know this better, I will probably have it so I can set it all up as one. Those little Velcros, that's cool, to hold your lines on. And it has like a little tarp clip. Got those tied off to the tree. And we'll just work our way back and forth till we get an even. I'll bring that up to that carabiner, see if that's a good adjustment. Yeah, right to the carabiner, that's nice. It's nice, got little Velcros underneath here. Hold your lines in. And they've got nice reflective line for the guy out lines. That's always nice. So you aren't tripping on them at night. Let me guy this all out. They do provide DAC stakes. That's really nice. So there's the tarp. It's, they say it's 15 denier, so that would be roughly a 1 ounce fabric. It's definitely coated. This is probably a normal set for it. You could bring it down lower, of course, do porch mode. You could do all that. It's a real nice kind of a hex design. Very, very nice. And one of the needs that a hammocker likes is to be able to hammock without a bug net, especially in the winter time. So let's fix this so it's bug netless. So we just unclip the bug net, each end real easy, and all you do is flip the hammock over. And there you go. You've got a bug net free hammock. It's just as easy to get into as before. Sitting on my mic, the shoes off, and just lay on back. Fantastic. Yeah, super easy to get in and out of. Put your shoes on, sit in it. my shoes out too far. If you're just sitting around camp, no problem. Well, this is the REI Quarter Dome Air Hammock, and I think, you know, looking it all over, it's a great introduction. The color is like called Red Hot, and the tarp is like Seattle Mist. You know, from building hammocks myself, you know, some people like bright colors, some people don't. You know, so, you know, hopefully if this becomes a really good popular hammock, that they'll start introducing more colors, but this is going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, well, thanks for hanging around. I'll definitely get this hammock out on a trip soon, and I will probably be doing an air mattress in this for my insulation and regular sleeping bag, kind of try and keep it within the range of, say, someone that's just starting to hammock and doesn't want to invest all the money. I do have under quilts and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to try the first time out just to do it like if somebody just had a good air mattress and a good sleeping bag. It is possible to, if you have that, if you're in a situation where you don't have trees, then you've got a ground bivvy. So this can easily do a ground bivvy setup. All right, well, thanks a lot, and I'll see you on the trail. Bye now.